guys, welcome back. This is my second video ever on this channel, so if you're new here, I'm super glad that you've joined us today. Please give this video a like, subscribe if this is the type of thing that you're into. I'm gonna hopefully be doing a lot more sneaker reviews, as well as maybe just some informational video on sneakers as I kind of learn stuff myself too. But today I'm gonna be doing a review for you on a pair of sneakers that I was super excited to get my hands on, a pair of sneakers that I was super excited to get. They're definitely not any kind of hype sneaker. It's not something that's been built up in any way, shape, or form. But if you're anything like me, you love Nike, good classic Nike Air Force Ones. I wear them pretty much every day, but to show you, I'm wearing some right now. This is what my Air Force Ones that I wear on the daily look like. So it was getting time to kind of update, because as you can see, these are pretty dang beat up. They're pretty dead. So it was about time for me to get a new pair. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I know a lot of you watching this channel probably are kind of on a budget too, and I myself certainly am. So even though $90 for a pair of Air Force Ones for many people is not a big deal, for me it wasn't something that I was able to swing at this point in time, and therefore I was interested. I was scouring through the internet and I found a pair of shoes that I thought it looked interesting to me. They look a lot like the Air Force Ones, but with a slightly lesser price tag. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna take a look at these shoes, and also I'll be kind of comparing them to the Air Force One, because I've seen a couple other people mention, especially in YouTube videos and on Instagram pages, that these are kind of your budget Air Force One. So as you saw, I typically rock the white on white Air Force Ones, just classic, goes with literally everything. I was looking for a little bit more of a pop of color, or guess you can't really say that because it's black, but these are the brand new Nike Court Vision Lows, and I got these in the white with the black on white colorway, as you can see. And obviously you can see here, I've worn them a couple times. They're got a little bit of wear on them. I've probably worn them about 3 times, so it's not a lot. You can see the bottom there is pretty dirty, but the shoes themselves are still pretty crispy. Shoelaces are still pretty darn white, and all of that is pretty good. Just a little bit of crease in the toe box, because I do like to wear my shoes. So we're gonna talk a little bit about these shoes just in general first off, as well as some comparisons between these shoes and the Air Force Ones. So first off, right off the bat, they fit pretty good, pretty well to fit to size. I wear a size 13 and these are 13s. They're maybe a little bit bigger than an Air Force One, but they fit pretty right on. So I thought that was pretty good. Overall looks and appearance, I really liked it. It's Nike, so I mean, it's got pretty darn good quality. However, I would say, looking at it, these cost about $65. You can sometimes find them on sale for even cheaper. And at that price tag, they're not quite the same quality that you're probably used to getting out of an Air Force One or any other regular Nike shoe. These are made in Indonesia. They're decently made shoes, but they're definitely not entirely as nice as an Air Force One. It had some of the kind of widow's peaks and stuff. Honestly, it looked a little bit more like you would see if you were buying a fake Air Force One. They're definitely not. I've got the proof that these are in fact from Nike. However, they were not up to the same quality that you would probably come to expect with an Air Force One. But they're not Air Force Ones. They're Nike Court Vision Lows. So these shoes overall, if I'm gonna say, like I've already said, I'm a very big fan of the Air Force One. I would probably give them a 9 out of 10 for comfortability, for wearability, for all of those things, durability, all of the abilities. These shoes don't quite score as high, but again, you're saving some money when you go ahead and buy them. So to kind of compare them a little bit, they're very similar profiles. When you wear these, unless you're talking to another sneakerhead and they already know about them, they already know about your Air Force Ones, they're probably not gonna notice a whole lot of differences. The average person isn't really gonna notice anything other than it's a white Nike shoe with a black swoosh on it. And it's a pretty good shoe, pretty solid. I think overall in my 3 wears, it's been very durable. I haven't had any worries It's like I said, it's a decent Nike shoe. However, I can definitely say on the comfortability side of things, these shoes do not fit as well. They do not feel as good as wearing an Air Force One. They don't feel as good as wearing most Nike shoes in general. I feel like they're very flat on the bottom. They've got a very hard feel to them. If you're not a fan, I know many people are not a fan of wearing Jordan 1s because of how uncomfortable they can be. And I would say this is it's a very similar feel to a Jordan 1 low. It's a very flat, hard bottom to the shoe. There's not a lot going on in the tech side of this shoe in any way, shape, or form. Not a lot of cushioning, no Nike Air technology in this shoe, and therefore it's not the most comfortable shoe that you'll ever wear in your life. But I do think overall, I would advise these to many people. I really enjoy some of the Nike branding that they put on this shoe, because you guys know on an Air Force One, you get the Nike Air sign on the back. My dirty shoes again. You get that Nike Air sign right there on the back. You've got some Nike Air up here on the tongue. That's pretty normal. On these shoes, I actually like this a bit better than the Air Force Ones, because you've got just a classic Nike sign back here on the back, which I'm a fan. I'm actually a big fan of some of the more retro, older Nikes where they would put that Nike sign right here on the tongue. And this one's got something a little bit similar. It's a little tucked away behind the shoestrings there, but it's in there. And so I think these are all around a really great shoe. I would advise them to many people, especially if, like me, you're trying to ball on a budget, you're trying to have some shoes with some style and class. You still get that great Nike swoosh in there. You get a very similar profile to the Air Force Ones, but I do think you're sacrificing a bit on the comfortability. So it kind of depends on what you're looking for them to do. If you're someone who works on your feet all day long, a whole bunch, maybe these are not the shoes for you to wear on a daily basis. I know for me, clearly I'm still wearing my Air Force Ones as my general daily shoe. And I'm gonna have to pick up a pair of white on white, some more of those sometime soon. But I'm wearing these shoes because of that comfortability factor, because I do work on my feet a lot, and I spend a lot of my day walking around, and these shoes would not cut it as a daily shoe for me. I've worn them, like I said, maybe 3 times, and I think 2 of those 3 times have been like a date night with my wife, where I was just looking for something fresh to put on and something with that pop of that black swoosh. I think that's really a cool factor on these shoes. However, they're definitely not the most comfortable. I think every time I've worn them, after about 2 or 3 hours, my feet have been kind of sore, my ankles have been kind of sore. And like many other shoes, maybe it's something that needs a little bit of time to be broken in. I could totally see that. But that's not actually something that I usually have any trouble with in any other Nike shoes. Every single other Nike shoe I've ever tried on has broken in much faster than these shoes. So again, I would probably give the shoe total overall, I'd probably give this a rating of maybe a 7 out of 10, a 6 out of 10. The budget side of things is incredibly nice. And as someone who doesn't have a lot of money to spend on sneakers, I think that that's a hugely attractive factor for these shoes. The comfortability factor of these shoes is just something I've got to deduct some points for. I think overall they're a great looking shoe. It's just the question of, can you wear them for hours and hours at a time? And I personally have not found that to be the case so far. So if you're interested in these, I'd say it kind of depends on your own factors. If you're looking for something to be hip and stylish every once in a while, give these a shot. I think they're a great shoe. If you're looking for something to wear every single day, maybe spring the extra couple of bucks and get yourself some good Air Force Ones or even Air Maxes to go up a little bit more, if that's your thing. So that's kind of my review of these shoes. I'd love to know if you've ever had them, you've ever tried them on yourself. What was your thoughts? What do you think of these shoes? You can comment that below. If you've got any questions for me, I try to respond very quickly on these videos. We're trying to build this channel up. So if you've got any questions or any feedback at all, I would love to see it. But thank you so much. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you enjoyed this video or any of my other videos, please give this video a like, give me a follow. follow, that would be an awesome thing, or a subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And I thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to watch this video and to learn a little bit more about the Nike Court Vision Low.